So it can be really easy to get caught up on how much money you have compared to, what other people are doing. A lot of the times, sometimes when I'm scrolling on social media, I look at the amounts of money that I see and I'm thinking, these people are around my age. What am I doing wrong? How do I start making that money? Am I a failure for not having that amount of money? It's easy to fall into the trap that you have to have a lot of money, like at your age. And after chasing money for a couple months and kind of putting money above things that it probably shouldn't be above, I'm kind of starting to realize that like money truly doesn't really matter. I say this because let's say your mom was dying and like next week she was due to die. No amount of money could save her. And you go home that night thinking, wow, like, if I had all the money in the world and I still couldn't give her any more time, like, maybe what I'm chasing actually isn't very, like, valuable in the first place, right? Because truly, like, I think one thing that's more valuable than money that we all overlook is our time. Because, no matter how you look at it, like, we're all getting older and, like, we'll never have the opportunity to live how we once did or live how we are now. Because with each moment passing is more time that gets thrown behind us. Because we only have so much time on this earth. And, people think that with money comes enjoyment, comes with happiness, all these things, right? But I think deep down, if you really, really just only chase money, you lose everything else with your relationships and your personal goals you once had. If you're just strictly chasing about how much money you can make right now, just like, for example, if you put in like 10 to 12 hours a day at a fast food job, thinking you have so much more money than your other peers right now, but you're not doing anything to like do anything long term. Because fast food jobs are great for trapping people, because it'll give you enough money, like, especially because when you get a entry level job that pays anywhere from $15 to $20 an hour, that's enough money to get you food, get you gas, and maybe something extra on the side. You have everything you want here, but you don't have enough. Like, you don't have as much as you would like. You have enough and a little extra, but you don't have a overwhelming like amount that you can be comfortable off of. It's just in the moment right now, it's enough. And that type of money is addicting because you say you hate working and you know you say you hate your job, but yet you show up every day and just constantly deal with people who just have no respect for you at all and don't even really view you as a human. And you know not only this, but you're giving them your time, and you think that $15 to $20 an hour, or whatever those entry level jobs are paying you, is worth it, until 2 years later you realize that maybe you're a little more behind because you focus too much on how much money you can make right now versus building your skill sets and just continuing to focus on you rather than focus on all the drama that comes with fast food jobs or just like any job in general. On top of that, focusing on chasing quick money and easy money rather than delaying the money and, maybe not having a lot in your bank account. Because I'll tell you that it's uncomfortable for me, like really uncomfortable for me, to not have a lot of money in my bank account. But, once you kind of delay and offset that balance and you just emotionally detach from that, I'll tell you that, like, nothing will scare you. Because I guarantee you the only reason you're working at this job right now is because you don't want to be labeled as like a loser or anything like that. Like, everybody wants money, and in a sense you do need money, but I feel like there's other and better ways that this can be approached. And, by all means, if you genuinely enjoy it and you see nothing wrong and you deep down feel like this is what's right for you, who am I to tell you anything different? All I'm trying to tell you guys is that, like, what you think is worth it in the moment, you'll look back in a couple years and realize that maybe you should have spent a little more time with your friends and family while you were young. Instead of wasting it in a building where robots could do that task, right? You're just on autopilot the whole day, not really thinking about anything, or probably complaining, or just not being happy with where you are. And not to say that you have to be happy everywhere you go and that you're always going to feel that way or something like that. But I'm just saying that you think you're being paid what you're valued, but they're taking what's most valuable to you. It's their time. And, obviously everybody would like to not work, and I'm not saying that you just have to be unemployed, but I'm just saying just do a little bit less and see how you feel. Substitute those work hours for a passion project, for something you genuinely enjoy. Because I'll tell you this, if you think you genuinely enjoy something but you're too scared to start it, people love what other people are passionate about. And, if you've ever seen the movie La La Land, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm not saying you have to move states or, be homeless out on the street or anything like that. But let me ask you this question. Why do you think so many successful people have stories about the lowest of the lows and, like, when they were on their ass and how that got them to the position they are today? Like, you think that failure is bad and that, like, if you fail, that you're going to be behind, you're going to be too late, and it's going to be over at that point. But you have to fail in life. It's just a necessity. Because without failure, there's no growth. And without growth, there's no fun. Because nobody wants to stay in the same place their whole life. It's miserable. Like, I used to wonder why I was always in a loop. Then I realized that I was playing it safe. I didn't want to fail. And I didn't want to be labeled as, like, weird or just like, oh, what's he doing? Or anything like that, right? And, now I can confidently say that, like, I want to speak my mind no matter how I'm looked at for it. Because I'm strong enough in myself to believe that what I think is more important than what other people say about myself. And, just don't get too caught up, with how much money other people are making, or if somebody gets paid a couple more bucks at you at their job. Don't be jealous about anything, right? If someone's proud of something, congratulate them. Because the more energy you spend being jealous and having an evil eye towards other people, it's just the more it reveals to yourself about how you feel about your current situation. Envy always means that you want to be where other people are. But, you know, have you seen the other things that those people had to sacrifice to get to that point, or to get to that achievement they're proud of? I don't think so. So, just always keep in mind that there's always a story behind everything, and, everything is usually pretty overinflated that other people tell you. Just keep your head down, and just don't worry about any of that stuff.